Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of the Gundam Roundtable. I'm your host, Ironcaster. The man who loves to talk about some big robots. And oh boy, are we in for a treat today. We are, of course, on episode 26 now of Mobile Suit Gundam, Char's Return, where, surprise, surprise, Char returns. How is everyone doing out there? Well, let people kind of roll in, and in the meantime, I'm gonna go invite some of the people we have out back. Hello, Apollo's Minion. How's it going? And how's Truck Dog? How's it going, Fenrir? Long time no see.
Same old as always. I'm always the first one here. It's never fun to be the first one. The cool ones are the ones that get late with style.
Yeah, but then you wind up with them having to wait on you, and they just sit there, and if you take too long, it's just.
At least I'm the spirit of the party.
Hey, brightest day.
Hey, dude, wish you were here with us. At least you can make this party into a trio. Probably the original 3.
Well, you've always got that link, so you're welcome anytime.
Yeah, it'd be good, but just like the good old days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean we've come quite a ways. We've gone and gotten a couple of upgrades in the meantime.
Yeah, we did.
Yep. So you get into the oh, hey, there we go. Yo. Oh. Sitting in California. Your old stomping grounds, it seems. Seems like you're always there in California.
Yeah, that place is. So are you living there willingly, or are you being forced?
It seems like it's part of the job. Well then, I think we should probably get into it a little bit, don't you?
Yep, let's do this.
First.
Let's get things started. Gundam fight all set. Ready? Go!
So, we are, of course, on episode 26, or what was aired in the US, and you will find on many of the physical releases as episode 25, entitled Char's Return. So, going into it a little bit, I mean, Fenrir, how excited were you when you found out that Char was coming back?
Yeah, I was excited on the character and his way of piloting. I was hoping for this huge battle between the Gundam and between the two Gundams, but you get what you get. This I was introduced to one of my new favorite ones, the Fatties.
Oh yeah, I think ultimately the funny thing is this is probably a better episode than last episode where we had the big buildup of Operation Odessa.
It is. Plus, it made me realize a lot more of the Zion, the structure of the Zion, how it's built around this world. They have eyes everywhere too, even among the normal people.
Yeah, this is actually an episode I was really looking forward to getting into and talking with, because this starts to introduce a few things. Which, speaking of introducing some things, oh, it's a shame. Had to get some new batteries for truck. Ran out of hours, so sitting for a 30. Well, on the plus side, it means you can sit here and listen to us chit chat and try to talk about some big robots.
Yeah. Chicks dig them.
They do. So the episode opens up with the white base heading toward the new base to finally get some much needed repairs. Which, for anyone who's been following along with Gundam, who's been following around with the show, the white base has not really had any proper dock time since it left like the 4th or 5th episode. So it's been going this whole time with just field repairs.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's had some a little bit of downtime to get patched in the field, but it's still in the field. It's not had any dock time with proper machinery.
Yeah, it's pretty much we duck you up in one location, then send you out there. You're on your own. Try not to get killed.
Yep, and meanwhile, Amuro during all this has had a chance to finally get into some of the much needed into much more of that time to prepare for the transition. He's where in a way Amuro or Bright is giving him a little bit of trouble and is kind of no.
I wouldn't say trouble. It's more like he's trying to incentivate him by going against him.
Yes, but in a way, Bright's in a much better mood here. He's happier. This is kind of that more lighthearted sort of like, come on, Fenrir, can't you show up any sooner?
Are you kidding me?
I had to come up with something. I mean, still, he's got I think they have it down to a 17-second conversion rate.
Yeah. I gotta admit, the animation for the conversion is pretty great, too. Pretty solid and fluid there. I'd admit, as a studier of the art, it's pretty good to see that guy. And something this old.
And one of the
guy's still looking like a dumbass.
Yeah. Well, this is a bit of a. It's really kind of this episode and next episode will be more Kai heavy. Like it's actually giving Kai a plot. Where here he is sort of relieved at the thought of them getting some shore leave, where they're going to be able to finally take some time and to properly relax.
Yeah.
But he
then
gets
Amuro shows up
and reminds him that, well, now we're just properly pulled into the military. We're not going to get any downtime.
Not for a long time.
Yeah. And I mean, it's a good thing to see for the white base ultimately, to be able to see them in a more upbeat mood. It's that much needed morale boost after a major win from the battle. But still, it's more so just kind of that same as usual for the crew. So from there, the episode goes over to what we see is a new character being introduced in a fairly rundown house here. You see that the windows are held together with scotch
broken
tape.
All the materials in the house seem old, plus even the dishes look like crap. Even the freaking boiler there looks old as hell.
Mm-hmm.
These are not good conditions.
This is a new character they introduced named Miharu, who winds up who gets revealed to be a spy who's been passing information along.
Yeah, I gotta admit, I enjoy this element. There's stories back then in the old wars, some armies even used to have civilians that were actually enemy soldiers disguised inside enemy territory, so they can, as civilians, pay attention to information and so on, and pass it to their side. And this is a good showing of that.
Yep. And speaking of showings, Jace is showing. He's got to be the fashionably late one today.
But
we'll let it slide.
He's still not here, so he's not. It doesn't count. Has to be here talking with us, so it will count.
So the white base is flying overhead, and you have Miharu going to get some photos of it and passing information along. And one of the things you'll also notice is just how dirty the air is, how polluted it is. Especially being this close to a military base and a major city, this isn't all that surprising.
Yeah, I'd assume that it's because of construction or using the materials while creating new vehicles and weapons for the war. It sends some very bad gases into the atmosphere.
Hello, Islington
Hey,
girl.
Islington girl. Yeah, that's what I'm assuming.
Yeah. I mean, this is it's kind of an interesting character they're putting in where it shows a bit more that cunning that you might not necessarily have thought too much to expect from civilians, but you got to remember that they're trying to survive, and this war
Yeah,
is going on around
first
them.
rule of first rule of espionage: expect the unexpected. How do they not know that?
That's just what I would expect a spy to say. So you're saying I shouldn't expect it because that's what they would expect.
Look, let's not overthink this, dude. Let's just go on. We're gonna stay here all day.
Unless that's what you want me to think. I would think. Wait. I got this. I know. Anyway,
Oh, come on.
so she gets photos of the white base flying overhead and collecting this information, where she then puts it together into a message that she can send out via one of those 99 red balloons to go and send a transceiver out over the ocean,
Yeah,
where it
smart.
will
Not easy to
as a
detect. I mean, how it's possible that a kid just lost a balloon. You're not gonna pay attention to that.
and I gotta say it's really smart planning, where some some little floating mines over top of the water is able to pick it up. And yes, absolutely, the air is
Yes.
dirty as all heck. That said, it is still a nice looking house when you really stop
Yeah.
and look at it here.
I wouldn't say nice. I'd say needs work.
Well,
A
it does,
lot
but
of
I
work.
mean, look at the wood, the siding on it. It's got 2 floors. Might even have a basement. I'd live there.
Okay, you pass? You'd live there
Okay,
in
maybe
this
not with the
state.
smog. Okay, let's get a little stipulations. Maybe not this dirty with big old with military vehicles just flying overhead.
Yeah, so close to a war zone. Not a
Well, I
good
mean,
idea.
isn't all of Earth at this point basically a war zone?
Yeah, but there's some parts of Earth that are safer than others.
Look, I'm just trying to think I'm just trying to think ahead. Like, come on, I want a nice house like
I
that.
mean, the
Like,
housing obviously would be cheap as hell, so you wouldn't have to worry that much with the rent and stuff. But still, I mean, man
oh,
needs to have standards.
yeah, I know. It's nice little camera she has. I mean,
It's these details, I tell you.
too bad it isn't a very good photo that she's able to send.
Oh no, it's awful.
No, of course not. I mean, you have what is maybe what a 16-year-old girl who has this big old house by herself. There's basically no one lives there. She's probably just squatting in there.
Yeah, probably that.
So, like I was saying, she sends out balloons to pick up transceivers to where a transceiver floating out in the ocean will pick up the messages from it. That will then get picked up by the new Xeon submarines.
I really dig the submarine designs.
I mean, very much like all the Xeon
They
forces,
kind of
it has
remind
to
me
have that
of those ray sharks. What do you call them?
stingray.
Yeah, stingrays.
It's got a very sinister look to it. I mean, everything looks evil. I mean, look at me. I'm on my Xeon base. Look, I have the bridge behind me looks sinister.
It depends on the angle, but yeah, it's hard not to. Seriously, if you're just a guy who's watching for the first time, it's hard not to see the Xeon as the evil ones. I mean, everything they have just screams evil.
It's intimidation, and it works.
Yeah, still.
I don't know. Maybe you might be biased. Jace, what do you think? Is my set intimidating?
Oh, look who finally showed up.
Yeah, I have no idea what you guys are talking about because I was making myself ready. Sorry for being late. I had to eat. Been working all day, so.
Seriously, Jace, try better.
Nah, I'm trying better with my company. I had to make some merch today, so I've been working a lot today.
All right.
That's good.
You.
So I gotta ask, did you get your homework in?
Yeah, I have seen an episode. I liked it, and I like to see Char again.
Okay,
it's the
he
best.
liked it. Let's go. Let's not burn our time here because next I'm going to start a conversation that we lost ourselves for the next 20 to 15 minutes talking about crap that isn't
But I
wasn't
did
even
one
related to the
mistake
episode.
because I forgot that since we guys on the show, had one episode that was not an American release, and I was using Crunchyroll today, the free version, right?
Right.
Because the
threw you
website.
off?
Yeah, I started. I'm just like that's not right. So I had to go back and research. I'm like, oh right.
Oh God, it's begun.
But yeah, let's
Yeah,
continue.
I'll try to make sure to keep you
Yeah.
with
I have a
with
I have a better place where you can find your episodes if you want. Still is in the right
No, I
order.
do have other websites. But I just took Crunchyroll.
Yeah, but you have to be a slave to Crunchyroll.
I
so
don't pay
anyway.
I don't pay for it.
Ah, good man. Good man.
So anyway, this is where we find out Char has been for quite some time now, ever since the failures around the death of Garmazabi and his failing to help protect him. He's been stuck with this little squadron as its commander, and so as we were mentioning earlier, it's not exactly a very good photo that they're able to get of the white base heading overhead.
No.
But you know how Char is. He's got to go look for himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he
I
goes and
still
hopped
love
in
that
his little
mask.
boat. What's up?
I still love that helmet and mask. It's so amazing. That's why.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's iconic.
There's just something right about having Char back in the show. You have that proper antagonist. He just has the look.
He does.
Sorry, I felt a little burp coming. So the episode moves on, and back with the white base crew, they're finally getting into a meeting involving General Revel, with much of the crew and with much of the white base crew in tow being effectively briefed on recent events. Sorry, I just had to catch up my notes here. That when the repairs are done, they'll be heading to Jaburo, to the Federation's main base, the main headquarters. And Frau Bo, however, is worried about, what about those that don't want to be part of this? What if the people who, for many of them, they never had choice in this? Like, what about the orphans?
Yeah. No, that's a good point.
And of course, and unfortunately, they're told that the only thing they'll be getting is to be locked up in a military prison for a year for the top military secrets that they've been able to witness for what seems like months now.
Yeah.
Not exactly super happy here, Islington girl. But I mean, is anyone exactly happy when they have to sit through some sort of work meeting?
True enough.
I've
Work
sat through my
meeting.
share of them.
Yeah, work meetings are never fun.
Well, the efficiency was at 38%. I want to try and get it up to 39. And I think that if we can hit these key points, that we'll be able to get there. Now we're going to sit down and have a deep, serious talk about the proper use of break time and when you should use your restroom breaks. Do you know that the restroom?
Oh, come on, dude.
Oh man.
Oh, you just start a little.
I felt like I was in a meeting right now and just like, I just want to go. I don't want to be a part of this.
Well then, let's get back into this. Let's see. Give me my notes. And one of the downsides that has been brought up over this. Oh god, yes, Islington girl. And you got this chick in the back asking dumb questions, making it longer. Absolutely, every time. There's always someone who wants to ask they say there's no dumb questions, but we know that's a lie. There are some dumb questions.
Yeah, there's always someone who does dumb questions.
So one of the things that Revel brings up is, let's see, did I get these reversed around? So General Revel is showing off and points out that the Zeon forces have had to go and step up their production of mobile suits. That because of the Gundam's existence on the battlefield and the amount and just the effectiveness of it and mobile suits in warfare, that the evolution of military technology and weapons have just gone up that much.
Yeah.
They've advanced so much with the mobile suits, and they're even starting to unveil what they call mobile armor.
Yeah, that is a true great example of how war really works. If one side creates a great weapon that is shown to be a threat enough, the other side will definitely create another to try to equalize or more. It's a good show of that.
Yep, which we get to see that there are multiple photos.
Yeah,
which is kind of interesting because these, while we don't necessarily see all of these, you can also argue that these are photos of blueprints that were in development.
Yeah,
that these
that's
were
how we can look at it.
Which shows you just Zeon has that much resources that they're able to go and try and develop so many different mobile suits that they are that big of a threat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, fortunately,
just
last episode,
evolving the suits more and more until it's gonna be fucked
Gundam
up.
can't keep up.
Well, I mean, but one of the fortunate things was with the last episode, they were able to go and rout the forces of Makuve and stop them from harvesting all the raw materials from Earth, so that can seriously slow down the Zeon's war effort.
Yeah. Plus, the numbers of Gundams they'll have will be a little more limited.
Yeah.
So we move back over to Meanwhile, at the Zeon base, we get our Zeonic submarines rising up to go and collect some data, where they've gone and launched are the two new suits for the episode called the
Yeah,
Gogs.
yeah. The color. I don't like the colors. That I'm gonna say. I don't like the combination of colors.
Yeah, I'm not. I can see not
Um,
being too fond of it, but
yeah,
I mean, considering we've had so many suits with so
yeah,
many
of
like
course.
bright colors.
Yeah, it's just
Piece.
I have so much OCD that the colors right there did not fit. They could have used an other green, you know.
And like that, like poop brown and like a
Dark green.
baby vomit green. Like, yeah,
Okay.
lovely. This is just the suit I want to pilot.
This suit looks amazing. You want me to be in
Yeah,
that? Okay. How much do I get paid?
yeah. And I'm just gonna say, Jace,
How much
I'm
can I
gonna tell
pay
you
to
what I
get in this
told.
thing?
I'm gonna tell you what I told Ironcaster. I don't care what the canon name of these Gundams are. We are going to call them the Fatties.
Oh, wait. Oh, there's a fatty coming up. You're going to see. I would just like to say you might want to save that name for a minute, for a few episodes.
Oh, okay. Let's wait and see.
These are our little, we'll just call them, there's a name. They're like little water bears.
Water bears.
Water bears.
I mean, think about it. Like, so part of what's going on is Char's soldiers who under his command are wanting to go and they want to move on. They don't want to be sitting here waiting on this, and so they get the idea to try and attack the white base, attack the Federation forces while Char's away. If they can if they can get this before take them out before Char gets there, that maybe they can get some recognition.
Yeah, but at least the suits works for what they are supposed to work for. So,
so with this, we have our threat for the episode coming. We have new robots.
Yep.
And so from there, we then move back over to our Federation forces, where the surprise protagonist of the episode, Kai, of all people, is going to head out with a little bit of R&R time, where he gets met by one of the local civilians, who we've met in the earlier episode, Miharu. She's got she's got a basket full of snacks, trying to offer to buy her something, presumably so she can go and try to get a little bit of information, get him doing some small talk.
Yeah.
Yep. Again, something that it was actually done in wars. They would have soldiers in the enemy lines as civilians doing normal works, mainly around either the military or around the families of the members of the military. They can get the information.
One thing you do kind of get out of this is Kai does call her cute, so it seems to be it looks to be setting up that there's
Kai gonna be a simp.
Well, we'll just have to keep watching and find out, because they didn't spend all this time just to introduce her, just to get rid of her within the same episode.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time.
Of those annoying kids.
Yep, and we still have our everyone's favorite orphans running around, complaining about the fact that they do have to help out and contribute. They have to go change all the bed sheets. They have to scrub the toilets. Yay!
Like I always say, the only thing that annoys me the most in this whole show is the goddamn kids.
I think it's still funny the little girl there, whose name I just don't remember. She's still like running around this entire time in like an adult sized pair of boots.
Yeah.
And then she's also like the leader of the three.
Yeah. True enough.
I don't know, Fenrir, any opinions on our trio of orphans?
I'm just saying, look, Fry wants to take care of them, right? Then send her to another military base or something. But those damn kids, liability.
Well, too bad for her, because we then immediately cut back to the Gogs, to our water bear
Yep.
suits, where as they're starting to near the bases, one of them sets off one of these small mines.
Yep.
Well, the Gog then goes and deploys some sort of red, viscous, kind of armor around itself. It's some sort of substance that just is able to disable the mines and prevent them from triggering.
Yep. It's really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it is sort of that interesting adaptation of technology where earlier in the show you would have like the big old pink space bubbles that could help seal holes in the ships.
Yep.
So this then puts the base onto alert. Our white base is still locked down and isn't going to be going anywhere. So the white base is while yes a sitting duck, is still in a heavily defended base.
Yep.
Yeah.
At the moment, the only suit they have available that's able to operate is the Gundam. They don't have the gun. They don't have the gun tank or the gun cannon currently able to be used because of all the constant onset damage and those much needed repairs.
Yeah.
I mean, wasn't it the last episode that the gun tank had its treads like destroyed completely?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yep.
So the Gogs get closer and they finally make our way to the shore, where we are getting very much a kaiju sort of vibe to it. The little lighthouses just completely knocked aside as they come ashore.
Yeah, these bastards are big.
I know. I feel like we need Godzilla music playing for this. Burn, 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 burn.
My next edits, I'm gonna do that, you know.
And just to help really emphasize the scale of these things.
Yeah, they are huge.
Like it just crushed that in its claws. This man gun.
Easy. I still hate the coloring every time I see it.
I mean, fortunately with Gundam, so many of the suits, so many of those have all been recolored at one point or another that it should be actually really easy to find a suit that is this in a different color.
Yeah, of course.
Sure, I could probably find that. He looks just so sad.
But the suits are really huge and really hard to just use like small weapons or tanks or other stuff. The suits are way too strong and way too big. And like I do love the style in that way. I just don't like the color. But the style.
I actually found like a listing on eBay for something for one of them. Just to kind of hold up and show with some like actual fair lighting for what it should look like.
Yeah.
And it does look kind of silly with his big giant stompy boots and short legs.
Yeah, but the coloring looks a little bit better on the toy compared to the anime itself.
Yeah.
Okay, this actually shows you that actually has quite a bit of accessories
Yeah, and you see
related
the
to this
little
episode, which is surprising.
tank, or what do you call those again?
Yeah, I guess it'd be a
Yeah,
tank with a little
yeah,
tiny machine gun.
yeah. That's what I call them at least. But you can see the
Which got,
difference there too, of of the difference with the little tank with the gun, and you have the big suit, and you just see the fucking difference between them.
and then we go back to that. Jace, I would like to see you try your hand at doing a recolor of it. I'm gonna get you try to get you a basic like look at it and just or a basic like a line art version. See if you can't just recolor that, because I think that'd be fun to see. Even if it just means you're going to Microsoft Paint and are just dropping colors.
Yeah. I'm a film editor. I'm not a drawer or anything like that most of the time, but I can get the colors in my head, and I have someone else that can fix it for me.
Because I want to see I want to see what like colors of pink you would use on that, like pinks and yellows.
Pinks and yellows.
I don't know, just what I imagine you would use.
What the fuck you think of me?
I mean, I saw some of your new merch you put out today.
Oh yeah, that was just for fun because I like tie dyes. I like tie dyes.
God. Yeah, we haven't seen that weapon in a while.
Oh yeah,
Just want to point that out.
So getting back to it a little bit.
Yeah. Buy my merch. Let's go back to it.
So they launched the Gundam, and with it being on base, they can't risk giving it the beam rifle, which we similarly saw at the start of the show with where it was only able to use the little head Vulcans, and then I think a beam rifle at the end. Or I'm sorry, the beam saber.
The beam saber, yeah.
And so we get to use everyone's favorite toy, the Gundam hammer. Or our mace, our flail. So the Gundam is sent out to go and fight it. And one of the things they kind of discover with this is just how big, how strong this, or really not big, that this mobile suit is surprisingly quick and strong. That the head Vulcans are doing nothing to this thing.
Mm.
So while this is going on and Amuro is fighting it, General Revel is off watching from the head base from one of the windows.
I gotta admit, I respected what he said. If he has to become a war casualty, he'd at least take it with honor.
Yeah, he's someone who will. He's not someone who wants to necessarily lead from the back line. He will find his play. He'll stand his ground, and he will not cower in the face of the battle. This is a man who I think absolutely deserves respect in the show.
No, I agree with you there.
I mean, he was last episode. He was willing to. I mean, we've seen him now multiple times, willing to risk it, willing to call a bluff when he sees one. When he called Makuve's threat of using the nuclear weapons, which I think is kind of underappreciated in a way, that he is willing to do that. That you don't necessarily think about someone like him in a position in the Federation's ladder of leadership.
Yeah,
we've largely been just sitting with our little crew, and here we are able to actually see some people outside of that and actually in a command position.
Yeah.
So nearby, things are being attacked and destroyed. And we get to see our everyone's favorite toy, the Gundam Hammer, getting launched with its upgraded rockets. Where not only are you throwing this thing, it then gets jet propulsion.
Yep. Oh, I love
And
this
of
part
course,
though. That part is so fucking epic.
oh yeah, you can feel it.
Yeah,
Just like
you can feel the fights. That
everything.
the fight was my favorite part of the whole episode.
Yeah, this is what made this episode 1,000 times better than the last one.
Yeah, it's just this moment where this act where the god catching his weapons, where the Gundam's arsenal that it's kind of using right now, the head Vulcans and this flail, none of those are doing any good because his Vulcans just they do no damage. They're just They're just colliding with it, much like his own shield would be.
Yep.
I mean, the only thing he has left at this point is going to be his beam sabers.
Yep.
Instead, oh, hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Let's see, General Revel is one of the most influential military leaders in the Federation.
Hey, dude.
His capture at the beginning of the war shook the EFF's resolve, and his escape bolstered it, and then kept them going. Yeah, General Revel is within the structure of them is very important. This is the dude. I was gonna try to go with a like a reference like Patton, but I don't know. I don't know war as well, so I can't go and give you the direct analogy.
No.
So while they're fighting, we have little Miharu, who's often collecting photos, and as she's running along, nearly gets run over by Kai in one of our missile trucks.
Yep.
Which, oh yeah, thank you, Patton, MacArthur, Eisenhower. Yeah, that's kind of what I was. That's what I kind of was thinking.
I'm trying to think about a joke about almost getting hit by a car to put on this scene, but I can't think of it. I can't get one.
Oh,
Maybe
she's
one with the
almost an Isekai
chicken
protagonist.
chicken that crossed the road, maybe. Nah, that's too weak. Should have been prepared.
So the fighting is continuing on, and we get to see some of the actual little ground troops, the ground vehicles making their attack, which it's kind of fun just realizing just these little tiny dune buggies they have.
They don't do much, to be honest, but
no.
At least they're trying.
Yeah, I mean, the Federation still has actual research that they've been developing.
Yeah.
It's just that this is all of their stopgap measures from before. And so you have to kind of make do with the bits and bobs of technology you still have. And, well, we still have these missiles. They're not going to launch themselves.
But it is a war, so, you have to do everything you can to try to stop the war,
And because we still want to sell more Gundam merchandise, we're going to show off one of the other features of the Gundam, and that's its ability to take out the core fighter and put it into other vehicles in a really dumb fashion.
True enough.
So we're going to take the front half of the big old combined ship thing and the top half of the Gundam, and we're going to turn them into a tank. So the actual cockpit of the actual jet itself is hanging off the back. It's just driving around backwards, and Amuro's in that driving forward. In fact, you can see in this really well that we've got not one. We have our 2 shields in the hands.
Yep.
And there's the nose cone of the core fighter.
Yep.
I mean, what do you guys think about this? Is it just dumb, or is it just cool enough that it works?
It's goofy, but it's goofy enough to be cool. You know, it's like goofy enough to be like, okay, I can. It's fine. It's cool because it's goofy enough. You know.
It's cool. It was the 70s.
Yeah. So some goofiness is allowed. You need some goof.
I'm surprised no one is trying to make this into an RC car.
Well, that could also be something. I think we found your dream car. Make this into a real thing.
I'd drive it.
Yeah,
But then
I'd
you're still-
drive it too. I mean, it'd be killer. It'd be killer when I go to the market.
Oh, I'd say it'll be killer. Because it blasts the shit out of one of those gogs. See, that's what we call a segue.
That's what I call a paddle. Paddle.
I thought something was missing.
Something was missing.
We're still missing a great speech, dude. Bring the speech on.
You'll get your speech when I say you get it.
Ah, come on.
Oh, why? I didn't mean to keep that in there. So, the last of the Gogs decides to go and pull back, to go and retreat back to the waters. And the Gundam decides to go and follow after.
Hmm.
Well,
I
now
love
we're fighting
this
on
battle. This fucking battle is so fucking cool.
now we're fighting on the Gogs territory, where it's got that advantage of that natural mobility that it has as part of its design. I feel like this is like nightmare fuel, practically. Like it should be just like lunging at you. I mean, it was, but
Just make
I
it
need,
to
like,
3D. Just make
open
this
the
to
door.
3D. So just, use the 3D glasses and just pops up in your goddamn face. That's how it feels.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And we see that in the fighting that it's able to take advantage of its mobility
Yep.
to grab a hold of and dig its claws right into the head of the Gundam.
Yeah. Straight in there.
As a result of this, the camera function on the Gundam is damaged, and it's having trouble with the sight. To which, of course, Gundam decides to level the playing field, and well, the show's not called GOG, so he's getting chopped in half.
And he is the hero. He is basically the main hero. So no matter what happens to him, he is gonna find a way.
Oh, that poor pilot. He should have known he wasn't going to last long, considering his parents never gave him a name.
Yeah.
It's like I was gonna say this. Like, you've seen Jean-Claude Van Damme movies, right? He always get beaten up, but you always know he will find a way at the end, no matter what. This is how it is here too. He will find a way, and he will win.
Mm-hmm. So the episode starts to wrap up with the Gundam then returning back to base, where we get to see some actual sights of the damage that was done to the Gundam.
Yeah.
Where it's got a little poop on its chin.
Yep. And some holes and
They're speed holes. The God's just trying to help it with its underwater mobility. I mean, honestly, how considerate is that? Don't you wish it... I wish someone would come and get and drill some speed holes in my car. No, please don't.
Be careful what you wish for, dude. Might happen.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna go and
Yeah, I'd rather you
drill those
keep the
speed
car
holes
you
in
have,
all my
man.
tires. That's why I can go faster. So the episode ends with Char making his return in his sea
Yeah.
lance. Where
He
Char was able to go and
explains.
collect. He was able to go and collect some photos and confirm that yes, the white base was in fact there. Though I'm sure that they probably could have figured that out from the. Well, actually, no, they wouldn't have been able to figure that out because they didn't make it back.
Yeah. No survivors.
Yeah.
Char finds out about the lost Gogs, and he's not all that surprised about the events that had happened there. And with that, he pulls up the information that he has on the Gundam, and says how it's a matter of pride,
Yeah.
of his
Yep.
wounded ego.
Yep.
That this is something he has to do. He has to destroy it to restore his honor.
Yep.
And thus the episode ends.
So who is
So-
excited for the next episode?
Oh,
I'm
I can't wait.
excited. I'm excited.
There's a lot of elements we have kind of going on right now. We have Char's return, and he's now back with a vengeance.
Yep.
We just got introduced to some brand new units,
We
The
did,
fact
we
that-
did get introduced to some new ones.
and also the fact that we have like combat on the sea as a factor now.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I've brought up with the show is the kind of that evolution of the challenges they have to overcome. Well,
Yep.
now we have to go and deal with this extra factor, the
Yeah.
water resistance.
Yes. That must be such a horrible way to die if you die in a fight underwater.
Yeah, but bet their parents were proud of that.
So I think that overall this was largely a better episode than last.
Yes,
That
it was.
we're kind of,
Yeah.
we're
And the
back
end
up a step.
battle really, made this episode much better.
So for myself, I'm gonna have to give it an 8.5, I think.
Yeah, I will give it a strong 8. Strong 8.
I'll give it an
I-
8 too.
I feel like they could have done a little bit more with the GOG, or we could have actually done a little something kind of build up that
Yeah.
as some sort of offensive onto the base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would have loved to see more
Or
of
probably, and
Water
this is just
Bear.
me. This
I
is
would
just
love
me
to see
here.
more of it. And
This is just me here. This is just me. Have the red bear and actually do some fighting.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, we've got to just kind of tease that he's back. We know he's back, and he's got to go and like directly. Now he has his own call to
yep.
fight back.
Still,
It's
man,
like
give us a
needs to in
fight.
a way. So he probably will fight again. You just have to wait a little bit, I guess. Tease it up.
Yeah, I guess.
Can't
But,
have all
don't
the
worry,
fun.
guys.
We still have a lot of episode left, so can't have all the fun in one episode.
Oh, that is a good. How many do we have left? Actually, come to think of it, see, there are 43 episodes left,
And
or
we
there are
are
43
on-
episodes total.
Yeah, and we are on 26.
Yeah, so 16.
Yeah, still a lot.
No, it's not 16. I gotta count this out now. 5. Actually,
Yeah,
I
now
was
can you give
close.
us the damn speech?
17.
We've already went through the battle. Give us the speech to give us strength for tomorrow.
I don't need a kid to tell me how I should do my job. You're a selfish brat.
Yes.
We are a squad of annoying, hilarious little weirdos.
No, but I think it was really cool to like see like they call it the G Bull, if I don't remember wrong.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
actually, that's a good point. Where we got to see that used in a new interesting way.
Yeah.
I mean,
That was really interesting. Goofy but interesting.
yeah. Which I mean, to be fair, that's also it was it's the 70s and intended to probably to go and sell another toy. But
Yeah, it's really that is true.
But it is what it is. And we're getting tired. Well, guys, I think we should probably wrap up for tonight. You think? Unless anyone
Let's wrap
in
it
the
up.
chat wants to go and give their own reviews, give us a number.
Yeah, I give it a strong 8.
Yep.
I also give it a strong 8.
So let's see. Going forward, we have a rematch to look forward to with Amuro and Char.
Yep.
We still have Makuve out there to deal with.
Man.
And we also have now Jaburo as our next destination.
Yep.
Yeah, seems like it's gonna get packed as heck.
Yep.
No, I'm excited to see how it all turns out.
Yep. And in fact, I'm trying to reach out to a couple people. I want to try and bring some people by for an episode just to kind of, bring some fresh faces in and kind of get people who aren't as accustomed to Gundam to sort of come over and check things out. So that'll be something to look forward to. But all right, so Fenrir, tell us a little about your channel.
Look, if you've been here before, you know what I do. You know that I'm a lazy little chap and that I'm trying to hit 200 subs without doing anything. So if you love me and know what I do, go out there and help me out. Because come on, I'm not going to lift a finger until I get to the 200. So yeah, start working.
You lazy little bastard. But we like you here anyway, so I'm too lazy to kick you out.
Oh, come on.
Jace?
Yeah, well, people know me from the show right here too, but I'm Jace Fox from Fox Studio. Thursdays, we have our main show, The Beyond, and I pop Culture Minefield and different YouTubers. We do a lot of stuff together. And currently, I'm also working on something cool for Ironcaster that he asked me to do. So that's going to be really interesting. I'm also working on a remake of the intro to T-Shirt Historian that I'm really excited to release when it's done. I made some new merch today that I have released. Thank you for sharing that.
He's also a tough drinker, so he says. So yeah.
But other than that, remember, just life's too short. Make the most of it. And everyone in the chat, if it wasn't for all of you, we would not have been here today. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts, and it's lovely to be here.
Thank you.
Still think an Irish can beat him.
Anyway, so of course, this is my channel, Ironcaster. Anyone who's been here is familiar with this. You could find me in quite a few places. Coming up Thursday should be the Global Geek Gang over on Clobbering Times, and Saturday would be T-shirts. The links to these and other fine channels are down below in the description. If you like what we do here, do us a favor, leave a like, leave some comments, tell us about some other big robots you like, and maybe you want to hear us talk about for a little bit. Who knows?
Gundam Wing.